like a craft beer through a pint glass. These are the gays of our lives. A show where Lisa and Avery get out their gay decoder rings to decipher the gay alphabet and bridge the gap between the older and younger LGBTQ community and everyone fucking else. And now here are your hosts, Lisa and Avery. Don't blame them.
Hey guys, it's Lisa.
And this is Avery.
And we are the gays of our lives. And this week on our episode, we have a local Indianapolis comedian.
Suhail Khan, who's here to talk to us about his role as an ally in our community.
What's up, guys?
Now, Suhail, you originally are from...
Well, my parents are from India.
Okay.
I was born here in Cleveland, and I moved to Indiana when I was 3. Convoluted origins story.
So you were raised in that kind of culture, probably.
For the most part. So basically, my parents were transplants, so they transplanted their culture into our house for the most part.
So what did that so Suhail and I went to school together,
Yeah.
and I feel like so we were literally raised in
He's
the
awesome.
same area.
Yeah.
But we definitely didn't end up following the cultures we were raised in. So I guess
Right.
for you, what was that like, kind of being submerged into Carmel culture, being raised?
Yeah. So Avery. So what happened was there was a couple other Muslims at school and stuff, and I was friends with some of them, but I was also friends with people who were not Muslim. But definitely, I feel like I did get teased and things like that. People would call me terrorist and whatnot, or towelhead and things like that. And then at that point, I was just it was worse in middle school. But then by the time I was in high school, I was I'm used to this shit. So I just kind of let it roll off the back. I was like, hey, that's not cool, man. But I wouldn't make a big deal out of it.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. No. I mean, well, because I obviously, like I said, I think a lot of Carmel, it's about the show you put off. I don't know how it is anymore, but back then that's what it was.
Definitely.
And
Yeah.
so like I said, you're kind of being raised, like you said, in a transplant home.
Right.
And then and then you went out to LA for a little bit, right?
Yeah, I was there for about 4 years. I did my graduate school over there, and then while I was there, I did comedy, but it was
Now, question. You're not part of the LBGT community except for an ally, correct?
Yes.
So how did that come about with you being because your culture, the LGBTQ, I don't think is accepted out
It's
there.
not.
Correct?
It is
So
not.
how did you become to where you're an ally now?
So, that's a really good question. So basically, I was raised that in the Quran it says that homosexuality is wrong. It's a sin, right? So that is there for sure. And so I was brought up being taught that it's wrong. Is people who do that are sinning, and it's a choice, or whatever you have it, or it's whatever it might be, genetic or whatever it is, it's wrong, right? Is what they said. And at first, I'm not gonna lie, I thought that too, until I was maybe 11, 12, 13, and I was I didn't question it till then, probably because I was a teen, but at that point I was wait, is it really? Because I had met people who were lesbian and gay and whatnot, or transgender, and they seemed nice to me, and I was that person's really, I was oh, she's transgender, or he's transgender. I was okay, well, I didn't know. I was am I supposed to not am I supposed to hate them now? Because if you wouldn't have told me, I would have, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And but then if you would have told me oh, she's a lesbian, and then I would have that, whatever you want to call it, schema.
Yeah.
So that was that. So definitely and I went to the mosque and whatnot, which is church for Muslims. And yeah, so it was definitely there, and it is against Islam to be homosexual. I would tell you that definitely. But I myself think that as long as you're not hurting anybody, then it's fine. So I can only speak for myself, you know what I'm saying? I'm not an Islamic scholar or whatnot. So
Was there a certain person, maybe Avery, in school, or was there a specific person that was in the LGBTQ community that you were I like you, and I don't care if this is supposedly wrong?
So here's the thing. Me and Avery knew about each other, but we weren't that close. So
And I was definitely not out at all in high
that's
school.
true.
Yeah.
That's
So I
true.
wouldn't have known. But
Yeah.
now knowing him now, obviously.
But was there a certain person that
So,
you were gravitated towards?
Here's the thing. I would say there's probably a couple people. When I moved to LA, that's when it really I was kind of before I moved to LA, I was kind of swimming in it. I was there's nothing wrong with it. But then I was like totally on board with it when I moved to LA because my one of my roommates happened to be gay and he was black, and then I was like, okay, now I get to see day to day what it, and then like it was like he was really no different than me. So that's what really changed me. And then I moved to another place in LA and I had another gay roommate, and then I was like, at this point I was like, it's not a big deal, you know. I was the bad roommate. Sometimes I'd eat his food, but yeah, I was the bad one. But yeah, so like they're just like me and you, and just like living that closely with them, you know, it really like that helped a lot.
Yeah.
Cause like I had gay friends, but I had never actually like, you know, lived with a gay person. So that changed most of everything. I was like, if I was on the tipping point, that tipped me all the way over. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Well, and then
Yeah.
then now like, so now transplanting your life from LA
Uh-huh.
back to Indiana, do you feel like that's like made Indiana? How does that make Indiana even look to you now? Like going to LA and kind of finding that.
I'm
part
gonna
of
be
you?
honest. I think it makes me think that it's backwards a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
A little
I'm-
bit.
I mean, I'm being kind here.
We're
but
in
like,
reverse.
yeah. So just going from that like environment. I mean,
Yeah.
you've been in LA.
Oh,
and
yeah.
You, it's just like weird. And then having been raised pretty much in Indiana your whole life, and then it's like, whoa, like
Yeah.
there's like transgender people. There's like, you know, there's like openly gay and lesbian people, and everybody's cool, and you know, they're just like me. And it's like, you know what? I don't know why people were telling me they were like evil and stuff like that.
We
doesn't-
talk about Midwest brainwashing.
Midwestern
Yes,
brainwash.
thank you.
Well,
Ugh.
it's honestly because it's just such a real thing,
Right.
you know. I mean,
It is.
and it's not, you know, obviously just Indiana. I think, you know, there's a stigma of a state.
It's the
but-
Bible Belt.
Yeah, you know, and honestly, Illinois somehow has like, even though it's right between two states that have very similar issues, and as far as like social rights, you know, like Illinois somehow is becoming that state that is like taking care of people's rights, whether that's just
Because of
it's
Chicago, I think. Yeah. I think
or
that's
but
good.
then also like, you know, but that does include the whole state.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But I think it's because Chicago's like
It
the
has
base.
to start
Yeah.
somewhere.
Oh yeah,
And
but then I think
Indianapolis,
but I think Indianapolis could be that place because you do have more people who are going out
We have to
and
work
coming
towards
back.
it.
Yeah.
You know, and then like, you know,
I mean-
because like I said, I was raised even kind of homophobic, and you know,
Yeah,
and
so was I.
you know, and
Yeah,
that
I'm
be-
not gonna lie. I
No.
was.
Because you
Yeah.
didn't know, and that's what you were
I mean,
taught.
but still, but yeah.
But then, like, you know, but that's what I'm saying. So then you go somewhere and you come back and you bring those values that
Oh,
you've gone
yeah.
out and learned.
Yeah.
And I feel
Absolutely.
Like, so I feel like Indianapolis could really be one of those places
Right.
if we
Yeah.
just really like had
And the
like
thi-
more people.
And the thing that gets to me is like when people come to Indianapolis from somewhere else, like, oh my God, they're so backwards. Like, I never want to come here again. And I don't want people to think like that.
Yeah.
Well, and you know, I think it's a lot of the jobs from LA, the tech jobs, are coming more here. So I think when that happens more, because the cost of living is so cheap, I think
Right.
when they start coming here, we're going to have more diversity
Oh yeah.
I hope so.
overall.
I
You
hope
know,
so.
so I think
really
that's going to
do.
be something that
I think
could
it's,
help
it's
change it.
progress. It's moving forward.
Yeah.
You know, like however many years ago, 7 years ago, like interracial marriage was like, and now,
oh yeah, wasn't that illegal at one point?
Yeah, it
Yeah,
was.
that's
it was.
what-
That's what I'm
that's what
saying. It was
you're saying.
illegal
Yeah.
in like all
Ridiculous.
states.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, well, and you know, and that's what I'm saying. And like, hell, now we've come so far that, you know.
And the thing is, like, people, I don't want to like trash on anybody, but like they would use the Bible. It's like this verse says that you're not, and then like, you can bend the Quran, and the Bible is like the Quran tells me that I can like bomb these people and suicide bomb these innocent people because I twisted this verse. Yeah,
but
the
there are
Quran.
Christians that do the exact
Right,
same
but
thing.
I'm not gonna lie. The Quran does talk about like war and swords and killing people. I'm not gonna lie to you. But exactly the same thing with the Bible. There's verses in the Bible. I don't know the Bible, so I can't like. But
Yeah.
like I know there's verses like that, you know, and then you can. Yeah,
Well, and I okay, and I think
it's a
it's
double
just-
standard.
You
I
can
think
turn
there are
anything
people
around.
who can really just twist words
Yep.
well. I think
Right.
that that's just something that, and unfortunately, they exist on both sides. You know what I mean? Because we have it. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I feel like I can be a very convincing person, but I'm usually like working for a good cause.
Right, that's the
But-
problem.
But there are people who are,
Yeah.
you know, whether they see it as a good cause or not is a whole different thing.
Like if you take Hitler, like I'm not. He was a great orator
oh yeah,
for hell yeah,
but then he was also just like
a douche.
a terrible person. So it's just like,
Right.
you know what I mean? And then, you know, then you have people who like, but you know, then
We
there's
have-
those people
we-
who view Obama.
we
He's a
have-
great orator, and some people hate him, some people adore
That's what
him.
I'm saying. We have figures nowadays that like who fall right into that category.
It's one way or the other, and it seems like that's how it is nowadays. It used to be like we could tolerate some things, but now it's just like you're either this or I hate you, and it seems like
There's definitely a more crucial divide.
Yeah,
ever
there
since- Honestly,
is.
but you know
What-
how I feel about
election
that whole,
and stuff like that.
Yeah,
I
the
bet.
whole after 2016. No, what happened was after Trump got elected, he made it okay to be openly like people subconsciously took it like he's saying this. Okay, so it's okay for me to
Well, that's like Aziz Ansari had a whole bit where all of a
I love
sudden these
Aziz.
like racists came out of the woodwork.
They
and
were
they're like,
always
we can vote in
there.
this. Yeah, and they
People think that where did they come from? They
Yeah.
just no. They were
just like
always there.
yeah,
They're like,
because to be fair, for a little bit we were being taught like like acceptance and
Acceptance.
loving, and
And
then all of a
then-
sudden like you have schools that are
fucking,
teaching Darwin's social values. You know what I mean?
Well,
in,
and I think-
in human politics.
I think the divide is everything. It's not just politics, though. I mean, even in the LGBTQ, I mean, we've seen a divide between
Oh yeah.
the gays and the trans. I mean, it's like,
Well, to be fair,
Really?
that's been there.
but I
for-
mean,
but
it
now
seems like
is-
it's, we were getting kind of inclusive, I think, and then
Well-
it kind of feels like now we're just like, it's like the politics. It's
they
either
drove,
you
drove
are or
a
you
wedge
aren't.
or something.
Yeah,
Well,
it's
I
like,
just feel like the problem is I think if anything you even just have division in the LGBT community because everybody feels like they have like a way they can view it and that's how it has to be. But I think
Yeah.
that the
Mm.
majority of us are like, no, we are all very different people. I mean,
Right.
that's why we do our whole
It-
show.
oh, well,
If you
yeah,
look
exactly.
If you look at the civil rights movement, yeah, there's camps. There's Malcolm X and there's MLK.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, I'm not
That's
saying
exactly.
No,
Well, and-
it's
exactly.
not saying I'm not saying it's right, but I'm saying people are entitled to their.
Well,
No,
it just
but I'm
always
s-
happens.
yeah.
Like, because as much as there's two opinions, there's also four that lead to the same one.
exactly, and that's, I
Mm.
think all of it basically is the same thing, you know,
Yeah,
like the
but-
Bible and the Quran and
Yeah.
that kind of
Yeah.
stuff. It's the same thing,
Yeah.
you know, so how do your parents feel about you having gay
Like-
friends and stuff?
Now at this point, like I've talked to them about it. I'm not like they don't like put like, hey, are you hanging out with? They're not like annoyed about it if that makes a sense. Like if that makes sense, I guess they're kind of annoyed about it, but they still hold their views very strongly.
Yeah.
Which I mean, I'm like, hey, you do you, I'll do me, and like. I really love my sister. Her name's Nida, but she's like very open. And even before I was like open about it, she was always accepting. So that also helped a little bit.
Yeah.
So like now I feel like with her as an ally as well in my home, it's like we don't force it upon our parents.
No.
But it's like yeah, it's like they know that we accept it. They know that we have gay friends and transgender friends and whatnot, and
Well,
like
and that's just such a nice thing too, though, to think that you and your sister's generation, like as far as your family goes from here on out, it is like a more accepting and loving, like I
Yeah.
mean, I think you can only put what you put into the world.
Yeah.
You know?
right. If you put exactly. If you put
Put
evil
good
in the
in.
world, you're gonna get evil.
Yeah.
Or put
Good.
good in, get good out, yeah, for sure.
Right.
So, okay, so you moved to Carmel when you were younger.
Yeah, I want to say. So I was in Indianapolis. I moved to Carmel when I was like, the dates are gonna be when I was like maybe 14. I want to say.
So middle schoolish, high
Middle-
school,
Middle
high school.
schoolish. Yeah, I'm 27 now.
So I've heard his view about how Carmel was about gay and everything like
I'm gonna
that.
be honest with you.
Was it really that bad? See, I would have thought Carmel was a little
I
bit
feel
better.
like it was that underneath. Like they had a facade. Like I'm not gonna say names or anything, but like there was that glossy, thin. Like you know how like in a lake there's like that crystal of ice, but underneath there's all that water. It's like that. So it's like if you're like, oh yeah, I'm gay or something like that, they wouldn't like throw you out, but they would definitely not put you on their shoulders and like. I could be wrong because like
No, you honestly
that's
like
what-
it was kind of like a because like there was like we did have a GSA, a Gay Straight Alliance.
I remember that.
But like to even be a part of it had its own stigma.
Right.
and
I'm
that-
not definitely.
And that was like, and honestly, like again, and like I said, I think it's changed now. I want to
Oh,
believe
yeah.
it's changed
I
now. But
wanna
back
believe
then,
too. Yeah,
that
I
was
can't
kind
say.
of.
I have
the
some
cultural
friends who
norm.
have kids.
Yeah,
who
yeah, yeah.
kids go to the
Yeah.
Gay Straight Alliance there
Yeah.
too.
Well,
Yeah, yeah.
And like I said, but it's just back then that had its own. And don't get me wrong, the people who were in it, more power to them. They were one
Right.
of the strongest people to even be out.
Right.
Of
Oh,
it.
yeah.
I was like just being strong.
Yeah,
Just
because if anything, I was jealous, and I thought like, oh well, they're really annoying. But in
like
my
why can't
head,
I have the
was
balls
really
to like
jealous.
yeah. Why can't I just
But
And
that
you
blows.
even had like a trans person. Like,
But
we,
that blows my mind because you guys went to Carmel,
Yeah.
and this
Mhm.
was in, when did you graduate?
we graduated
in
in 09.
2009.
Okay, so I graduated from Beech Grove, which was a very racist community. Blacks weren't allowed in Beech Grove. They ran them out of town. I
that's-
mean,
are
it
you-
was
that's
horrible.
really
No,
fucked up.
it was horrible. In 5th grade, they ran a lady and her son out and slit their tires, crashed the
Well,
windows,
but then
spray
also
painted.
like, what year was that?
It was like,
mean-
but yeah, it was back
you
in
don't
the.
have to age yourself.
Oh, I graduated in '92. I'm not embarrassed. I mean, I was
Yeah.
great for 45,
You do.
No,
honestly.
no one's
But-
fighting you here.
Nobody's.
Come on, give me a little.
You look great.
See,
Did I
there-
mention
there
the
you go.
Mohawk is looking way more, not Mohawk, mullet.
Mullet.
I called him
Mullet.
Mohawk. It's just so tall.
Anyways,
know
I
what's
mean,
called.
but they accepted me 100% when I came out, and I'm still friends with them today.
That's
I mean,
surprising,
we
but
just,
yeah.
you know, we all just went on vacation together, and that's why it surprises me with Carmel being so bad in your age of when you guys were
It wasn't
there.
that bad. I'll say that definitely. At least I didn't think so.
No, like we didn't like they weren't running us out of town or anything.
No,
you know
no,
what I mean?
no.
And no one was gonna no one was
No.
worried about like much physical violence. It's just I mean being shunned
Rumors
in
and
your-
gossipy and
yes, and then being shunned by your
Definitely.
peers is like a real thing.
Oh yeah. There's definitely that. There's definitely that. It's not spoken, at least not to your face, but behind your back. Yeah.
Well, and people can, and it's weird. I swear, like some, don't get me wrong, and also people have all grown and changed, and hopefully for the better.
Yeah,
but
yeah, yeah. I
certain-
can't say about them
But
now.
certain like people back then would just like kind of like know something was different about you, and then you were a target. And it's like they didn't have to know exactly what it was. And for me, like I was a freaking man living inside a woman's body, so I'm sure a lot of people could tell I was uncomfortable. Suhail and I were talking about this before we started recording about like
Yeah.
me wearing a dress to prom. And he's like, that's like me wearing a dress to prom, and for him to even just say that quickly,
It's like not just embarrassing, but beyond. Like I don't even
it's
know. How to,
it's just it puts you out of your
it's a
own.
nightmare.
Well,
Yeah.
and they never did where girl and girl would go to prom together back when I was young, but now they're doing that. And does Carmel do
it's
that?
I mean, not when we went there.
Not when we.
Yeah,
Or
but
if
I
they
mean,
did,
nowadays,
they
I
were part
wonder.
of the GSA.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
But were there any that did that when you guys were there?
Not that I know of,
I
but
knew
there could have.
one gay couple. I knew one, and it was two boys. It
Wow.
wasn't like
Some people would have these things called anti-prom, where they would just do their own thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean,
We did
more power to
prom my
them.
senior year or
Yeah.
junior year. Yeah.
Never heard
Yeah.
of that.
So
Well, that's because you like probably went to prom.
That's true. I did.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
I wore the
stop
dress.
making us jealous, bro.
No, I
ass.
went with a gay guy. I mean,
Still.
we ended up at the
prom
gay
and
bar
prom.
afterwards.
well, because that's when
Ollie's
fake
is
IDs were
great.
easier.
Ollie's.
Ollie's.
All of them.
Ollie. See, I'm saying it wrong.
Ollie's.
Yeah.
Yes, Ollie's is good. No, this bar isn't even there. He doesn't even know what it is. But
You don't know what Ollie's is?
no,
No,
the tin that
he's-
I went to after.
Oh yeah,
No,
no,
that's
I don't know
good.
that
Ollie's
place.
is
I
amazing.
went to
Yeah,
was
yeah.
a different tin than you went to.
No,
Tin
that's-
Roof?
No,
No.
it's gone.
Yeah, I
The
wouldn't
tin
know.
it's
was
gone.
for me. It was the Scary Butch lesbian bar when I was in my early 20s.
Like, oh shit.
But for me, it was when I was in my early 20s. That's where like that was I don't know. They were intimidating.
the scary-
Maybe like built it up because it was a dark, scary room, but
The-
it wasn't dark.
It's because he
scary.
was a baby and we weren't,
And he was just
and it
like,
was
"Oh,
dark, and you
Rocco."
stuck to the floor.
I did not suck to the. I was just
Yeah,
like,
no,
I was
everybody
just-
stuck to the floor.
I
The floor was so
that's
gross.
well, yeah,
Everybody.
And
It was
also,
literally
I feel like it
so-
always smelled like cleaning product and
Oh.
booze.
And they tried to get the stickiness off the floor. It didn't work. But anyways, no, that's where I went after prom with because I went with a gay guy, and his
Mhm.
boyfriend was there, and my girlfriend was there. So after senior prom, we went to the gay bar.
Do your
It was
thing.
so different back then, though.
Well, I mean, but hell, it's
I mean-
different now than.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's
it's
true.
different now.
Yeah, it's true.
I'm saying. I mean,
That was
I will
Beach
say-
Grove, right?
Yep.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
I
I
mean-
can't say anything about Peach Grove, but Carmel. I know.
See, and that's I would have. You guys just had more money, but people-wise, I would have compared
Yeah,
it
but the
to.
money just made it so like
Yeah.
there were only certain ways they could like really mess with you. You know what I mean? Like
The money was always there. Like you knew who the really well-off rich kids from
Yeah.
the families were.
Yeah.
They made you know that. I mean, yeah.
That's sad.
Well, it was just I mean, not really, because if anything, it's just there was like kind of two different high school experiences going on, I think, and
Or
sometimes
like 3
they
or
overlapped.
4 even.
You know?
Yeah.
Mm. I just love that you are not necessarily part of the LBGT, but you
Mhm.
are as an ally, which
Yeah.
we need more of. And
Like,
we
if-
love.
The Venn
The hours.
diagram, like I would be the one in the, you know what I'm trying to say, in the
Yeah,
middle
the-
there.
Yeah.
But I
The-
think that I think it's also cool because I think like you really like to voice different opinions on like masculinity too.
Mm-hmm.
And I think
I'm
that
not that masculine. You're probably more masculine than me, probably.
I'm more masculine.
I'll take that.
I'm being honest. Though.
Out of all three of us, I'll
yeah,
take it.
Go ahead.
But no, I think also too like on top of that, like I think you like have like a really great voice as far as like coming from like a Muslim home that like like you said it was like reflected.
I
off
just
of
try to
your
be
values.
moderate. I mean,
Yeah.
you know.
But I think like
Not too
that's
much
all
to
we
say.
can be these days because everyone else is so extreme that modernism is actually really like kind of hard to find.
It
It
is.
is. Or if it is, they don't want to talk about it. You know what I mean? It's like I'm not ready to, or whatever it might be.
Oh yeah.
That's the problem with everything nowadays. People don't want to talk about their side or listen to your view. That's the problem I think we have in everything, and it's not just politics.
And
like I said, everybody's so this way or nothing.
I hope my Indian friends and my Muslim friends watch this, and like I want them to, which is why I also wanted to be on here, is like because I wanted like they can watch it if they don't agree with it. I mean, yeah, that's on them.
But then like at least like that fact is out there for them.
Right.
You can kind of share your journey.
Yeah,
with it.
like that doesn't make you like a like you don't go to hell for like liking homosexuality or whatever.
It's
or
kind of the
supporting.
opposite, I think, according to
Yeah.
God, that you're
Yeah.
supposed to love one another.
You love more people. That's like a door wider open. That's what I think, at least.
I mean, and you know, I feel like we say this all the time, but I feel like my whole thing is like really, I mean, because as much as I believe there's like a something, I don't know if I'm like an exact religion, but like
No.
I believe that it's really just about how we treat each other at the end of the day, and I think like that's something that's just gone so south these days, and,
Yeah,
and you know, all the more reason that
That's
we
true.
really do
After
this
the
show,
election,
you
Yeah,
know?
we really enjoy having people like you, though, in our
Yeah,
corner,
thank you so
per
much.
se, you know?
Yeah.
Especially as a... I think I
Muhammad
can take
Ali.
you. Uh,
You probably could.
But no, I mean, especially in comedy and stuff, I mean, there are, you know,
Yeah.
there's so many gay jokes.
Right.
There are people that actually offend me by their gay jokes, and I'm like, that's not even how it is.
Are they gay themselves?
No, but that's the thing. And I don't mind people making gay jokes if they're not gay. Just don't know what you're talking about at least,
That's the thing. People think,
you know?
some people think that like comedy gives you like a blank slate to say,
Yep.
I can say whatever the fuck I want. And
Yep.
it's like,
Right, like you could. Well, and I feel like if you are, you've earned that title. You know what I mean? Like there's like you have
Yeah.
to be so much along, and you've had
Right.
to earn that right. and
you have
people
to earn the
understand that.
respect.
Yeah, to like really just be able to say whatever the fuck you want. People like, oh, that's just who he is. You know?
Right.
Well, that's
and
what I
even
mean.
then,
Yeah.
even
With
then.
you being a comic, that just is
Yeah.
another person who's an ally that would be like, if you're one of your buddies and we weren't there or somebody wasn't there and they did some kind of offensive gay joke, you'd be like,
I'd
dude,
take
that
'em
wasn't
aside.
quite cool.
Yeah, no,
that's what
like,
I mean.
wouldn't heckle that. Like I'd be like, bro, that was really not.
That's
you
what I
know,
mean.
and-
That's what I think is
I've had
good about
people
you
who've,
being
like,
in comedy with us.
who've like done like jokes from the internet and like I'm like bro, he's like, I killed. I'm like, of course you killed, and like you sucked, and I'm like, well, I did my own jokes, but you took your jokes, and I'm
I think
like,
that's so crazy.
No,
when
I
people-
people do that. So I'm not gonna heckle, but on the I'm like, dude, I know what you're doing, and he's like, so I did really good, and I'm like, bro,
yeah.
It
But
doesn't matter if
no.
you did
It
well
is
then,
what it
you know
is,
what I
man.
mean? It's
Yeah.
like
it's like you, whatever.
No, I'm just saying I appreciate you being there because you would help defend us to a point, being in the
Yeah.
comedy scene especially.
Yeah,
'Cause
yeah.
You know how some of these comics are.
Yeah.
just still really upset about people stealing jokes off the internet. That's
Oh.
really bugging me right
Oh,
now.
Yeah,
I can
just-
go into detail for a pro that I sat and watched off a sheet
A
of paper.
pro.
Ugh,
Damn. Okay.
that's like a
Well,
waste.
well, I wouldn't say pro. He was a headliner. I opened for him along with some other comedians.
And he read off a piece of paper.
Yeah, we won't go into.
No names.
Yeah, no
please.
names.
But
No,
yeah.
absolutely none. But
That's
yeah.
embarrassing.
Oh, I looked at a comic and he goes, "You heard that before?" And I was like, I think that's Rodney Dangerfield, maybe."
Yeah. Did you at least take him aside after and be
And no, this person was not
Their ego was
approachable. No, yeah, it's just
that's
yeah.
stupid.
But yeah, no, people still jokes all the time, especially memes. That's another reason.
I hate that. I avoid memes on purpose because I know I'm gonna like steal. They're like, hey, look at this meme. And I'm like, I don't want, because subconsciously I'm gonna like
Yeah, you
without
can
like I
build-
read this. I'm like, fuck, that was a meme. So I try not to
Well,
read
that's
them.
me with stand-up. I don't really enjoy watching stand-up very
Right.
much, and
I
because they'll
understand.
say something, I'll be like, "Oh, I can do something about
And you're
that
like, wait.
funnier,"
And you're like, wait.
and that's not.
Man, that happened to me. I have to tell you about that at some point. Obviously not on camera, but like, but no,
But isn't
like,
it a total difference between like intentional and totally unintentional?
Oh yeah,
well, and don't get me wrong, and that's why I didn't
I've
really
done
approach
it.
the guy who
Yeah.
did it. But all of a sudden, I was hearing this joke, and I'm like, that is really similar to one of my jokes that I've been like telling a lot recently.
there are a lot of them like this,
Yeah.
but when they're like,
Right, and I'm saying when it's just that parallel and it's coming that close, I'm like, I'm not gonna say anything, but I know now.
I had a joke that I thought of by myself, but then I saw somebody. It wasn't even famous for it. I saw like another comic doing that exact, and like, fuck, I just throw it away. I'm like, this is a damn good joke, but
that's what I like about mine. Most people aren't going to do a breast cancer or a lesbian joke necessarily and be able
Yeah.
to steal it.
that's
Well, but to be fair,
Well, yeah, I
think
invent you.
that's
I
why, like,
invent you.
you know, when you take like jokes from, because I feel like that's something you and I have in common. It's like really, you just take stories. That way, it's easier.
Out of your life.
Well, and that way,
yeah, just stories. Nobody can
Yeah.
steal your.
yeah. And well, and if they do, it probably looks weird on. You know,
It looks
it's like,
even
it's
worse.
like putting your clothes on someone else. It doesn't always look right.
And the
you know?
audience can usually like
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
they can, yeah, especially like a personal story. Yeah, they
Oh,
can
yeah.
like fuck.
Especially like when you do have like those kind of details, you know.
Yeah.
Oh man, yeah. I hate Dennis. What's his name?
No names.
No, the famous guy.
Oh.
No, we can hate famous
Okay,
people.
that's fine. I
He
was
can-
like,
stole, he
No
stole from
names.
Bill Hicks. Dennis something.
I don't
I don't
know.
know.
I don't
know.
remember his name.
I didn't.
It's probably better.
now I feel like I'm missing a scandal.
If you look it up, you'll someone.
That's funny. But okay, so
Forget.
do people, because you are an ally, ever assume that you're just gay? I mean, do they ever?
No.
Because you're well dressed. I mean, you're. Well,
For
you-
now, I am.
okay, well.
I've had people tell me like, "Are you Metro or something like that?"
Yeah, Metro's not
And
bad.
it's like I don't take it like I don't say yes or no, but it's like, okay, I'm Metro, all right. I just care about what I
Does
look.
that just,
If you
I would
want,
say, does that just mean you're stylish? I don't know
Yeah,
what
Metro.
means.
Yeah, because it cares about how you look. It's nothing to do with sexuality or anything. They call people metrosexual.
if you want to
They care
say
about.
if you want to say I'm Metro, then I'm
But
fine.
no, I
with
meant,
that.
do people ask you because you're,
If
you're
I'm gay?
ally? I mean, I
Not
wonder
r-
if people
not-
assume that you are.
Not
if you're
really,
friends with
but then some people, like in the Muslim community, after I say I support gay people, that's when they're like, so does
That's
that?
that's what I
That's
was
when
wondering.
that's when it happens. They don't like initially, but when I come out as a supporter, they're like, then you must be like
That's what I meant.
gay as well, and I'm like,
Instead of just like being interested in like the wealth like of your like fellow man.
and then they'll be
Yeah.
like, yeah, he's
Right.
gay, and you're like, he's gay. And I'm like, I have enough self-esteem where like I don't take that as an insult.
Yeah.
Does that make
True.
sense?
Yeah.
Man, it's so funny because I can like even remember like in my early 20s, I just even had to come to that, like someone called me gay. I'm like, well, if I'm actually coming out, people are probably gonna call me gay, like and I think it's just funny because like I think that that's true with even like being an ally. It's like, well, even if that happens, like I'm still just doing the same thing I would do anyway. you
Oh, yeah,
know?
that's like when that guy yelled "dyke" at me when I was a freshman, and I didn't even know what it meant. But I mean,
Yeah.
if I would have, I would have been like,
Yeah.
"You're not wrong." Yeah.
Yeah.
So whatever.
People say stuff.
Right.
I've been called a terrorist and a towelhead so many times. It's no biggie.
That's insane to me. That is insane to me because like, and I don't know if it's just because I don't even really consider myself sheltered or anything, but like I can't imagine saying that to someone and like.
Well, it's like not in front of people, but like in the hallways and stuff with their friends, and they wouldn't be like, "He's a terror." Like,
So
not
they
like
just
that.
make fun of you. You just walk past and say it.
Yeah,
So-
sometimes they come up to me and say, "How my favorite terrorist doing?" And then I'll be like, after. I mean, I wouldn't. I was like, "Bro,
It's
can
like
you
when your
not?
friends say
Can you
homophobic
not like?"
things.
Like at first I'll be like, "Hey, that's not cool," but then if they persist, I'm like, "Bro, seriously, like, just stop." And like, I mean,
Yeah,
I'm gonna
that's-
draw a line. I mean,
Oh
I'm not
yeah,
gonna say,
that's unacceptable.
I'm just easygoing about it.
Right.
Yeah,
It's
for
like
sure.
you're putting it in my face, then I'm like, dude, okay, all right, get your dick out of my face now. I don't need to see how small it is.
Right.
Yeah,
That's it.
yeah.
What?
About how small his dick is. I said that's it. That's what they're doing.
Oh yeah.
It's like when the guy goes flying down the street and kicks it in gear and peels out. And I
That
said,
sounds-
"Oh look,
That
so
sounds like
big."
every motorcycle guy's like, vroom, vroom, vroom. Like that's the sound of his dick, right?
Yeah.
No,
So
my
that's the
fiance's
size.
thing is anytime a truck that drives by who's like all jacked up or something, she's like, I bet that guy has a huge dick, and then like just rolls her eyes. And
See,
then
it's the same
well,
thing.
the first time she said it, I didn't know she was being sarcastic, and I'm like, that was weird.
You gotta understand the sarcasm,
Right.
Yeah, no, I just thought like that was a weird thing to say.
That's awesome.
They have like the truck nuts or like the dangling.
Oh my
what do you
gosh,
call
the
those?
that's
nuts,
so
the balls.
stupid.
The,
Oh, man,
the
or-
bouncy
They're
balls.
they're compensating.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
but like literally, and it's
And it's like,
just
"Here, my
so-
horn."
It's almost like too exact.
It's like- Well, yeah, it's blatant in your face.
right,
but,
Right.
Like, this is what you're missing. We get it.
Like if you're a
you know?
female trucker, would you put like just a vagina in like?
I
No,
would,
boobs.
I want to see that.
Or
I just want to see
boobs.
the female trucker who's like, here's
But-
my counter.
Here's the vagina.
Right. And it's,
Just the lips hanging. Never mind. Let's
Oh.
stop at that.
She's getting into it.
No, stop that. Stop
you
it.
don't have to design it for them.
Oh,
Somebody
sorry.
else can do it.
You're gonna just. Never mind.
They just gotta go,
That's
get
literally not something I want the gays of our life stamped on.
the. They just have to get the idea. You don't have to go over the top.
Exactly. Like that, and I can just
You
be somebody
brought it
else's
up.
swag.
We did.
I said
I
boobs.
brought it up. Yeah, it was on.
I like
my
the
bad,
one that
guys.
has like the deer that runs when
What's that?
the it's like a God that's so hick. There's you put it in your trailer hitch and then you hook it up to the lights that you would put on like a trailer.
Okay.
And then like when you brake, it starts like running. 'Cause your brake lights are on, so then like the deer.
It's
starts
like a
running.
little thing that you add.
Yeah,
on.
it's
I've never
just,
seen
it's
one.
Just, yeah,
I've
it's
never
just,
seen
They're
that.
I've never seen-
funny. That's like I
It's
don't
like-
know. When I was a kid, I thought those were a hoot.
I've never.
I've
how?
never seen them.
I've never seen
I'm
that
gonna look
either.
it up after
Yeah,
this.
for
now.
sure.
No, straight up, you can tell it YouTube that. That's gotta be something you can YouTube.
Like when they break, the feet go.
Yeah, because it's like, because it's waiting for a signal, and so for the brake light signal, it signals it to do that. You know, I
That's
just think
awesome.
that thing's so cool.
That's so funny.
We're so off subject.
I
Yeah,
know.
I'm sorry. We're
No,
Yeah,
that's how
welcome
we
to the
are.
days of our lives.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
us. That's how we
That's why I
are.
like it.
But no, we really appreciate you being an ally
Yeah.
because I mean, we need more. You know, we need
I'm
more
here
of them.
for you.
And you know, do you think
Yeah.
it's because you were different per se
No, I
in
wouldn't
growing
say
up in
that.
Carmel? I mean, being a different, you know, they would make fun of you for, you know, say the stuff that they would say. I mean, do you think because you were a little bit of an outsider, is that kind of why you kind of
I would definitely say that it
Helped?
It helped a lot, because like I'm gonna be honest, if I wasn't Indian Muslim, then I probably may not be an ally. If I was just a regular white straight person, or whatever, I am straight, but like then I don't think I would be an advocate.
That's what I was wondering, if it kind
No, I
of,
definitely
being a
don't think I
little
would.
bit different per se
Yeah.
than norm at Carmel would
Well, I
kind
think
of
being
get
a
you
part of
into.
any minority almost like gives you an awareness of the other.
That's what I meant.
Mhm.
I don't say things the right
That's
way
why
at first.
No.
I'm here. It's literally why I'm
Dude,
here.
I don't say things the right way either.
Yeah, so, but we do appreciate you, and I mean, like
Yeah.
I said, especially like in comedy, because there's so many gay jokes and stuff, and
Well,
for
There's a
you, if
lot.
somebody said something offensive, you would,
I cringe.
And gosh, there's just so many straight white comics.
Ah!
Every now and then, I'll just see a poster. I'm like, that is a lot of straight white men.
that's the majority
A
of the
lot.
shows.
Like the whole,
Yeah.
all the
That's the majority of the
faces.
shows,
Yeah.
so.
That is, 90%. At least here.
Well, and
Yeah.
don't get me wrong, in like a year, I'm going to look just like them. So I'm going to figure something out, like a hat or
See,
something.
you don't have shit to say.
That's
in,
right.
In
I
a
know.
year.
Well, it's funny because I keep joking people. I feel like I'm going to have to start apologizing more soon because I'm going to look a lot less like a minority, you know? And
You're like, I'm sorry.
right? Like,
And you're-
I'm sorry, like, the rest of men are completely sexist and the patriarchy exists. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
But that's why we need you. Like, we need that other.
oh, yeah. See? And that's
Perspective.
why me becoming a straight man is the best thing that could have happened to this world. But
Yes.
I'm just kidding.
No, it's a gift, though.
Wow.
Mm.
So, okay, so you're a comic. What is your social media for your comedy?
Okay, so I'm glad you asked. So on Instagram, my name is Suhail H. Khan. On Facebook, I'm just Suhail Khan. Twitter, Suhail H. Khan. And yeah, follow me. All that other stuff, all that other good stuff. Friend me, do whatnot.
How do you spell it?
SUHAILHKHAN.
Okay, because I would not.
I
I would have
didn't
been
think about that.
SEWHAIL is what I would have put, you know,
I
so
looked
I
it
would
up
have been
in my
like,
yearbook.
I don't know.
There you go.
You're right.
There you go.
So-
She has the easy way.
Well,
He
thank
has the
you.
easy way.
Thank you for coming on, and we greatly appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
Oh, yeah.
Thank
for
you so
having me.
much.
Thank you so
We
much.
appreciate it.
Thank you for
and
having me.
if you guys want to be on the show, we have a contact me page on our website, www.laughs.life.
But you can also follow us on all our social media, which is on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.
And YouTube.
And YouTube. I always forget YouTube.
Snapchat. We have a Snapchat.
Is it used?
We're trying.
Okay.
And Twitter.
Yeah.
Those are our two worst ones, but we're trying.
Why do we
Insta's the
even
big
talk
one you
about it?
want.
I don't-
Yeah.
Insta's the big one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I feel like we do enough on Insta and Facebook.
We
I feel
do.
like just probably
We
not
need
one.
our YouTube though. We
Yeah.
need our YouTube
Victoria's
subscribers.
got you. Victoria's got you.
Yeah, she's working. She's
Yeah.
doing really well for us.
Oh yeah.
But subscribe to our YouTube channel, please. We need subscribers, but
And also my
Yeah.
YouTube channel,
Oh,
which
yeah.
is
Oh,
the
yeah.
same thing, Suhail H. Khan. But yeah.
there you go. He spelled it because I don't know how.
Rewind to see spelling. No.
Yes, there you go. There you go. But let us know if you want to be on. We're always looking for different stories and guests. I mean, we don't just do gay people. You can be an ally also. So let us know.
I'm proof.
This has been Gays of Our Lives. Make sure to check out the Gays online at www.laughs.life.